What's up, everyone? Slay Buddha back here with another breakdown. I'm also gonna do a Q&A, so I'm not gonna break down many trades. Maybe just two or three. I took 2 wins, one painful loss, and two break evens. I believe. Yes, that's what happened last week. But I'm only gonna break down maybe 2 wins, one loss if there's time, and focus more on the Q&A. I told you guys leave some questions in the comment section of the last video. But before that, I'm not a financial advisor. Not here to tell you what to do with your money. Don't be a dumbass. Okay, let's get to it. I took some beautiful trades, guys. Like those trades. Oh, this is AUDCHF. Go watch this video too. But those trades, man, really sexy. The week started off really slow. It was so slow. I didn't get a trade till I think Wednesday or Thursday. It was so freaking slow. But eventually it picked up. So the first trade I'll show is USD Swiss, which is this one right here. Lovely trade. Took more partials around here. And this is the trade. This entry, lovely, sexy entry. Super sexy entry. All you guys that think you can't get good entries on high time frame, you definitely can get really good entries. And I'm here to prove all of you wrong. So that was the USD Swiss trade. Then the EURJPY trade. This is a loss. It's a loss because it stopped me out by like a few pips. Technically, it didn't even stop me out on TradingView just because of spreads. But anyway, it stopped out and then tax. But this trade was my second win. EURJPY. Took some partials here. Took more partials at this week low. Very sexy trade, guys. Lovely inducement. Lovely liquidity. So those are three trades I'm gonna try and break down before we do the Q and A. Okay, so let's break down USD Swiss. Let's start with the month time frame. What was I seeing on the monthly? Why did I take a sell? Now, to be honest, I think we're coming for this high eventually. I want to see us come for this high. Why this high did not break structure? So it's a weak high, right? And we've already broken this structure here. Most likely we're going to take out that high maybe into this order block before we finally get any kind of long-term sells. This kind of looks like a retracement, right? Looks like a retracing. This came from this wick. Ultimately, we could be coming back here before we see like very long-term buys, years maybe. Once you come down here and then maybe come for these highs. But that's who knows when. It might not even be this year. Okay, let's go back to the weekly. So, even though I'm bullish and I want this side to get taken out, I know we still have to have a retracement. We have to hunt more liquidity so price can move the other way, right? So before we can sell from here, we have to see how can we take the buys so we can take the sells. How are we going to ride that train to take the buys so we can take the sells? Especially because we've broken this structure on the weekly break. So ultimately, I'd love to buy from here. We have lovely inducement with this trendline thing. I would love to buy from here. See these lows get taken out. We could also, I doubt it, but it's not unlikely. We could see buys from here. Because this OB that broke structure, okay, the OB has to break structure. This OB is also being induced. So these are my two main POIs for buys, to look for long-term buys. What triggered me into taking a sell? What convinced me to take a sell? Right? I can't just start looking for, I have to have something convincing to tell me, okay, we're going to now retrace. And that was this weekly raid right here. We grabbed liquidity back in November on the weekly into some kind of order block here. We didn't even pull back all the way here, but into this hidden OB. And that caused a break of structure. This to me is more like 8-hour structure. This is daily structure, this low, this high, but I'll say this is more like 8-hour structure, which is a very strong time frame. Look for a sell. Okay, this is how you put the story together, right? Now I'm looking for areas of premium to look for a setup or an entry to take this down. What catches my eye? We have a daily raid, which is also an 8-hour raid. Was this a weekly raid? Let's see. Not a weekly raid, but it's a daily raid that also broke structure, internal daily structure. What else did we do? If we go to the 4-hour, we left lovely inducement, this kind of trend line thing. However, they want to draw their trend lines this way, that way. It's all relative, right? So this whole, everything here is liquidity, right? And then eventually we even take out this high, all these highs here, just draw it like that. All these highs here also got taken out into this. I think this was FOMC. Is this FOMC? Yes, this is FOMC. Into the news candle here. For FOMC, price usually pulls back into the origin and reverses. Usually, a lot of times, even go back test EU's FOMC2 and GU's FOMC trade. Go back test it and see price, and I think NZD USD too. Price will retrace back into the origin and react from there. Almost every time it happens. So these are things you have to observe. Anyway, we pull back into here. I actually refined this entry to the 15-minute time frame. So I didn't have a confirmation. No, I got enough confirmation from the breaks of structure, breaks of daily 8-hour, 1-hour, 4-hour structure. Everything got broken. Strong confirmation that we're going to go lower. We also have a grab of liquidity. That was enough confluence for me to know we're going to definitely sell off. And I refined that entry into this order block right here. It was such a lovely trade. Entry there. See all these equal highs right there. They got taken out too. And see how we built this trend line too? That is now also liquidity to use as a target. Always think liquidity, 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 liquidity. I have a nice video about inducement too. Well, it was a breakdown, but I talked about inducement then. But that was more for a scalp. So those was the same thing. Each time frame the same. Now, I didn't like the stop loss, but I had to accept it. You know, for me, I care less about the stop loss and more about my target. So I knew I don't want anything less than 5R. Or then I might find a way to refine my stop loss even further. And I was going to target this low and like all this trend line, all the trend lines here, I use as targets. So I knew that we're definitely going to come to at least here. Most likely to take out this week low, but at least here, and that's 6.3R. But I did take partials here first at 5R, which is just a regular thing for me. And then I took more off at 8R. And I'm probably going to close the trade once we come into this order block. I have very little runner. It's not much, but maybe around 9R or something. I'll close the trade. I need to get used to holding trades longer, honestly. Holding like a lot of partials longer. I still have that scalping mindset of like just being in and out. And this took how many days? 1, 2. It took 2.5 days to hit my TP. That's not really long. I'm not even really a swing trader, honestly. Because I'm not holding for very long to get high RR. Anyway, yeah, that was the trade on USD Swiss. Very easy, very simple, top down analysis. To drink some water. Alright, let's check out EURJPY. EURJPY was a beautiful trade too. Beautiful sell. Okay, let's start with the monthly again. What is happening on the monthly? We broke this structure. Impulsive break. Very impulsive break of a monthly structure. We had this sort of pullback into whatever is in there, the breaker maybe. Honestly, I can see us going for this high into here to continue sales into this OB here to go down before we go down and aim for these lows into here. But we're bullish, so we could actually just see us break through. Either way, I'll say I'm quite bullish on the monthly. On the weekly time frame though, we tapped into this order block here. So this was my main reason for sales. We tapped into this OB on the weekly time frame, and that's the weekly time frame, guys. That's a strong time frame. That broke structure, a lot of structure, taking our liquidity along with us, right? Those highs there. Go to the daily. I hope this is all making sense, you know, how I'm just putting it all together from top to bottom. We break so much structure, we break this daily structure, we break this, and that's a strong sign of a reversal of a deep retracement of, just long-term bearishness, because it's a daily time frame, very high probability. Higher time frame always rules all. High time frame always rules all. Okay, high time frame. Anyway, we came into this daily order block. We sold off again. Now, what I was kind of iffy about, the reason why I'm cautious about selling is because, again, overall I'm bullish, right? Overall I'm bullish, and we had this monthly rate of this low. This monthly low got rated, so I'm actually expecting us to also take this high. We're kind of in this range, but I believe we're going to go bullish again because it looks like we're retracing. I would love to buy from here, though. I would like to buy from here, but that doesn't mean we can't. Maybe even here, somewhere here. Maybe take out this low again and go higher, but for now it's kind of like ranging. But on the daily, it broke that structure there with the body of this candle. Anyway, I also wanted to sell from here. So another reason why it was kind of risky in a way is because I wanted to sell from here. This was my main POI for sales. But what convinced me to sell from here is that we already grabbed liquidity from this high on the daily. We had this high get rated, and it confirmed. Okay, people ask me why don't I wait for confirmation? It did confirm with a break of structure, right? Guys, I'm basically giving everything away. It's so simple to me, but eventually once you back test and forward test and study, then it will be so much more easy. Okay, what did we do after we break structure? You want to always see inducement, right? We have the liquidity resting right there. Lovely, lovely, lovely inducement. Do you know how many retail traders are going to be selling this as double tops, and they're going to draw their trend lines and something like this, things like that? And breakout traders, not only are they going to be selling, a lot of breakout traders, the retail traders, are going to be buying once we break out. They'll say, oh, bullish engulfing. I'm going to buy now, put my stop loss here. And see how we attack both sides. The people selling the resistance and the people buying the breakout, they both get taken out. And you want to join them in taking their stop losses. Right? So we took out that high liquidity. We also have another one here that got taken out. We broke two structures. People are going to ask me, oh, how about this break? We broke two of them, but I just used the first one, but we broke two of them. This was the first time we're going lower, and a double break is, more confirmation that we could be going lower. So I entered like this. Right there. It was such a beautiful, beautiful trade. What was my stop loss? I think it was 14 pips. I don't remember what my stop loss was, but I rounded up to like 14 pips, or maybe 14.5. Main target was this low, which got hit around 9R, and then I took some partials at 5R, 9R, then yeah, where is my final target actually? Up to here at least, because we could buy up from here. But yeah, that is my final target. I'm gonna just close everything off. I don't feel like holding it, but I don't have much running, just like 0.0 something. Look, guys. Anyway, that was the EURJPY trade. How far are we in this video? 13 minutes. Okay, that's not long. I can break down the sell. Wow, I'm going super fast. So my loss was on AUD Swiss. Oh, it's painful loss. Painful loss. Again, start with the monthly. Guys, I'm literally giving everything away in this video. Okay, let's start the monthly. What's happening here? We have this long wick. I think on a 3 month time frame. Okay, now that's also basically a break, but let's go back to the monthly. We have this long wick, broke this structure here. Polyclear on the weekly, we broke all the structures to the upside, so I'm actually bullish. I want to see us at least maybe go for this trend line thing here. Again, always think liquidity. Where's the next target, and what POI is right next to it, or right above or below it? This one. So maybe we could see some sales from here. But that's just a weekly perspective. Right now, it looks like we're retracing, and looks like we did retrace into this weekly POI here, which again was induced, and we took out that liquidity. Liquidity. I feel like I'm going to say liquidity so many times in this video. If you go to the daily, it's acting slow. Nothing interesting there. Just know that we went to the weekly order block that broke structure. We took out some liquidity, so I'm bullish. But it sort of looks like we're retracing. Let's look at the weekly one more time. So I was actually expecting to sell from this OB. Again, another instance where is okay. Do you just wait for price to come to the order block, or do you wait for the next setup to form, which was a daily raid? I had a daily raid setup there. So let's see why I took this loss. So of course I'm expecting us to trace into here. This is the main area to sell from, but I didn't want to buy in these areas. I don't want to buy here too. I didn't buy here because of the relatively equal lows there. Don't know why I picked that one. Because of the relatively equal lows here. So I didn't really want to buy from here. I'm actually expecting us to at least retrace into somewhere here. Maybe this hidden base, hidden OB, or maybe this whole thing. I'll wait for confirmation. But these are my two buy POIs, which is why, and because of just all the liquidity left here, I feel like before we run up to get to that order block, we need to grab some kind of liquidity. You have to wait for them to build up liquidity and you enter. If you enter before inducement, a lot of times you're not going to enter the moves that last really long. But once you enter after liquidity gets taken out, like right after, once you catch it, you're able to hold trades longer and aim for higher RR, and it moves faster, it moves away from POI faster. But anyway, let's see the setup. So I am blabbing on today. The setup was a daily raid on what day was this? On the 12th. That's Wednesday. So once I saw that daily raid of this range, we're ranging for so long, and we grab liquidity of the highest range. When price is ranging, guys, what happens all the time when price is ranging? They will attack the buyers and the sellers. They will attack both sides of the range. So once I see the bottom of the range, they grab liquidity, I'll look for a buy. Once I see the top of the range, they grab liquidity, I'll look for a sell. Literally. Ranges are really easy to trade. You just literally bounce them back and forth. Very sexy. Especially on EU. My god. Anyway, the rate was on this day. So we took our liquidity there. We broke structure. We have another stop hunt here. Stop hunt break of structure. Now I refined my entry to the 15-minute order block here. And I was so confident in taking this trade because of the way we kind of built up liquidity. Who can tell me how many times I said liquidity in this video? Anyway, stop hunt break of structure. I like the way we kind of slowed down in this zigzag retracement. A nice pullback kind of thing. We built liquidity here. Took our liquidity here again. So that's why I was really confident in this trade. I entered right there. And my stop loss was 10 pips. So if the spreads were low, of course, I'll still be in this trade and I'll be able to call it a winner. But I got stopped out on my broker because of the spreads. And then we just started tanking. That was my loss. But I don't know. I've got to the point where it's just a loss, man. It doesn't mean anything. Just apply proper risk management, and it doesn't really mean anything. I was happy. I was so grateful for the two trades already. I was glad with the other wins. So that was my loss. Okay, we can go into the Q&A now. How many minutes? 18 minutes. All right. Q&A. I'm just going to read it off my phone, guys. There's a lot of questions too. I can't promise I'm going to look at everything, but most of it I will look at. All right. One from Ariel Sports. Your videos on the best is just too good, simply and plainly. Thank you. Anyways, please can you show us more on finding entries for swing trades with minimal stop loss? I believe I showed you in this video already. So if you've come this far, then you should have seen that in the video. I literally went through everything. And I went through entries and how I refine. So you should definitely just watch the video. How much time do you spend on charts with your new strategy? So what takes most time is Mondays or Sundays when I do analysis on all my pairs. That's what takes the longest. It could take like, I don't know how long it takes, maybe 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes to do all of that. So by then I'm already seeing which pairs look I already have setups for the week, or maybe I'm waiting for some entries to form, things like that. Maybe price is almost close to my POY. Just mark out those ones. And then after that, it might take me in the morning during AJ session. I um I go back to the charts to see what happened the previous day, how the candle closed, blah blah blah. Is there a raid? Is there a new setup? Is there an entry? And I just set limits. That's what I do. I look at the pairs I'm interested in. I set limits. I set my alarm so when it hits my limits, I know I've been triggered in, and I check my then after that throughout the day I check my phone maybe every 4 hours or 5 hours. I just check trading and see okay price is here, and that doesn't take up to 2 minutes. So I don't know. You can add all that up. I feel like in a week I'm probably on the charts for maybe 2 to 3 hours less probably honestly. But yeah, that's how long I am in a week. Apart from when I do one-to-ones, of course, and I'm on the charts with them. But yeah, usually I'm not behind the charts. Waiting for your next video. Thank you. Hey, just want to ask, are you funded? If yes, then from which firm? I'm not funded. I used to be funded with Funding Talent before. The whole they scammed everybody basically. But no, I'm not funded. I will do MFF soon. Maybe not soon. Maybe March, April. But nope, I'm not funded. I feel like everyone's always rushing into getting funded. I'm like so fine with just trading my account until I'm comfortable and confident enough in my swing trading. So there's no rush to get funded. Just curious, if you say most of your trades hit 2R and then go break even, why don't you just take full profits at 2R and have a crazy win rate rather than let them hit break even so much? That was from Soup Lord. That's a good question. So if I do that on my private account, I would not be making as much as I can. So when I mean my trades mostly hit 2R and go break even, I mean my losing trades. My win rate is still higher than my losses and my break even. So if I do that, I will definitely not be making as much as I could. Now, for the challenges, when I do a challenge, I will definitely be implementing that because I believe a higher win rate when you're doing the challenges is better than higher RR and lower win rate. Okay, a lot of people they wanna pass the challenge in one trade, hit 10R, and I'm done. No, trust me, the best way is to take your time because you have time, no rushing. Take your time and focus on your win rate. So I will be doing that for the funding for the challenges, but for my private, I would not do that. I risk 2% on my private, so I'll be making way less than I could. And I've done a lot of back testing on that to see like what if I follow my plan to the T and I cut every trade, what's the possible percentage I'll have with different risk managements. And people are asking me how do I manage my risk? I can't just tell you what to do. You have to. It depends on your strategy. It depends on your personality. It depends on your win rate and your RR to be able to maximize your potential, basically. So really, you have to try and figure that out by yourself. What would you say makes a great trader, or in other words, what advice would you give to a trader aspiring to be like you? By Solo Westy, I'll say just don't give up. Honestly, it's only a matter of time. If you really want it, you do what you have to do to get it, and you can't be lazy about trading. You have to like put in the work. And for me, it's fun. I fucking love trading. You have to be in love with trading. I love trading, so it's not really working to me. It's really fun. I'm like a nerd about trading, so it's, yeah, have fun with it and take your time. Oh my god, take your time. Don't You're not gonna be an amazing trader in 1 year. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it takes time because yes, you might get your strategy on point, but the next thing you have to face is your psychology, and trust me, it is not a game. So yeah, that's my advice. I'm a beginner. It's been 6 months. I started a live account. I have learned SMC concepts from some good gems like you, but I'm not profitable. I'm still where I started, but my losses are too small. Your losses are too small. Your profits are too small. Where should I start focusing? What are key concepts that I should focus on? Need a breakthrough badly. I can't really answer that because I don't know where you are, so I can't give you like a very detailed thing for you to do. What I will tell you to do is figure out why you're taking losses. It's very simple. You have a problem, figure out why, then you can come up with a solution, right? So I'm taking losses. Why? Are you taking losses because of psychology? If it's psychology, then you have to do the things to just improve your psychology. That's meditation, sports, reading books related to that. You can even take some courses, whatever. But if it has to do with your technicals, your analysis, then you have to go deeper, right? I cannot type today. Technicals. So, for instance, is it that your direction is wrong? Maybe you always buy and it's a sell, or you always sell and it's a buy. Is it that your direction is right, but your entries are wrong? So usually price goes your way, but you don't enter the right way. Is it that you enter too early? It could be you enter too late. It could be your stop loss size. Maybe it goes your way in the end, but you always get stopped out. Figure out what exactly it is. Is it more than one of these? Is it two of these? And then you can start working on focus on back testing so you can figure out the best thing to do. I think I have to do a video on back testing. I'll probably do that at the end of the month. Just how to back test properly. Because trust me, you guys need to back test. You guys just think you can, like, and when I say back test, I don't mean using fucking all the simulators and all those fucking apps. No, you don't need that. Just use TradingView. You don't even need the replay button, depending on how far you want to backtest though. But just backtest what you see happens. Basically, what I do in my journal, I do it all the time in my journal. So you backtest. If it's in my entries, okay, using past data, how could I improve my entry? What could I change so that I don't get an L? So I don't take an L. Okay, so backtest. Of course, forward test, demo trade. That shouldn't be said. And yeah, from there you start growing. If you still can't figure it out, pay for a one-to-one. Ask someone you trust, a mentor you trust. Learn. Go to group chats. Go to my group chat and just ask. You can literally just go here, go to the discussion channel and just ask. Like it's kind of sus right now, guys. You guys in the journal, you guys have been very. Anyway, yeah, that's how I would answer your question. Could you please do a video that shows how you backtest and the most effective way to backtest? Yes, I will. Probably at the end of the month when I backtest, I'll just do a video on that. What was your aha moment that changed you to trade your trading to be consistently profitable? So what was my aha moment? Like the moment, I have a lot. I can't just give you one. It's a whole process. You're gonna keep on learning and learning and learning and learning as you go. So I've had many aha moments. So it depends on where you are at the moment. But I guess, okay, if you're not consistently profitable, again, it comes back to this. Figure out if it's psychology or if it's your technicals, right? If it's your psychology, work on that in your personal life. That's a personal thing. If it's your technicals, then figure out what exactly it is. And the aha moment for me was for my technicals. When oh my God, there's so many. The first one is just not focusing on stop loss and 100R and just like not getting involved in that very egoic side of Instagram. I used to do that. It's just a waste of energy. Don't get involved in that. Be honest to yourself. Aha moment. I don't know if you ask about technicals or just like in general, but I'll say aha moment in technicals is when I understood inducement and how liquidity is formed before any major move. And being able to understand inducement and liquidity was just changed the whole game. Another thing was when I first started and I wasn't consistent, I didn't really have a trading plan. I left every group I was in. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to focus on have a private journal. And once I started my private journal, which is now public, it just changed the game. Once I started backtesting it and journaling everything, it just made me progress really fast. So I would advise that for anyone who's in trading. It doesn't have to be public. It can be private. And just journal your trades, man. Your losses, your wins, your emotions, your back testing, your forward testing, blah 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 blah. Everything in there. Things you learn. Um, I don't even know if I answered the question. Sorry, man. I don't know if I answered that question. I use Vantage FX, but I'm looking to change. If anyone has any experience with XM trading, let me know. XM broker. If anyone is possibly in Asia, in Japan, and they know a good broker with raw spreads, please let me know. Why did you move to swing trading? Being tired of the 1 minute and 5 second time frame? Oh my god. This is like a whole other video on its own. So an aha moment is when I stopped focusing on the fucking lower time frame. Like, it's just a lot of stress, guys. For me, anyway. Like, I don't know about you guys. You guys might be loving 1 minute. That's good for you. But for me, it's a lot of stress. Why am I stressing myself with 1 minute time frame? You know. So the reasons why I picked swing trading. First of all, I have my free time. I barely spend time on the charts. I can do what I want to do in my life, which is the goal of trading, to make money so you can have freedom and independence. But if I'm scalping stock to my laptop every day, it's just not really good for me and my social health. So there's that. Secondly, higher win rate, stress free. I don't have to watch the screen. I can just set my limits and go. So for me, that's more stress free, and I'm also less attached. That's another thing. I'm less attached to my trades when I swing trade. It's very different. It's way better on your psychology. And because it's better on my psychology, there's less chances of me to FOMO trade, to trade out of greed, to be selfish, because you just have to wait. You just check your. Because I'm not staring at my phone. I'm not staring at it all the time. I'm not staring at the charts. It's easy for me to be very detached. I can be detached from the outcome and just detached from trading to the point where it's so stress free, very stress free. And of course, the better your psychology, the more profitable you are, the better trader you are. So those are my main reasons, and it's just a lot easier. It's so easy. On the 1 minute, you take more losses. It's a lot harder, but on high time it's so it's so easy, and it's a lot easier for me to be objective in my rules because of that. Because I'm just setting limits. Can you please make a video explaining what is a raid and how to trade them? Wait, let me check how long this has been going on. Oops, wrong one. 32 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. I think I've had longer videos. So what is a raid and how to trade them? I can't go into details because I feel like if I give everything away in YouTube, then my one-to-one students don't really have much value from the calls. I mean, we do have we have a group chat. Yes, we share ideas, things like that. You're able to ask me questions personally, things like that. But I don't know. I just feel like they should have something extra. They should know something. There should be something. There should be more value to my one-to-ones. And to do that, I can't just spill everything. So honestly, I do give everything away in my videos if you just watch them and actually like go to the chart yourself and plot them out. But I will not go into a lot of details. I literally go through everything, but I won't give a lot of specifics. Yeah. Is AKFX your son? AKFX, yeah, he's my son. Yeah, he's my son. I love him. He got me into trading, and I gave birth to him. And no, I'm joking. He's not my son. Oh, you being serious, man? TVS Gaming. He's not my son. We're just really cool, and we just joke around. But yes, that's the end of this video. What a way to end it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever, follow, Instagram, blah blah blah. Everything is below. And I will catch you in the next video. Peace out, motherfuckers.